Hey everyone, Evan here again with another unboxing video. This time, a Nintendo Switch 2 and Switch Virtual Boy accessory. So I'm very excited about this. I am a huge Nintendo fanboy. I've owned every console and quirky thing they've ever come out with, but I never had the real Virtual Boy. They're just so rare and hard to come by. So when they announced this accessory, I was really excited. Got to get very close to playing the real thing with the Nintendo Classics Virtual Console. So let's give it a shot.
First impressions right off the bat, this thing is huge. It's way bigger than I expected, but it does have to fit the Switch 2 into it, so it makes sense. If you've bought anything else from Nintendo Switch Online, it's a very similar pack, all red, very simple, very clean, with a nice window to view it in the front. So let's go ahead and open it up. Now, despite its size, it's actually very light. I think it's mostly pretty hollow, light plastic. It's got some pretty simple plastic wrap to keep things from getting scratched. Let's get that off. First thing I noticed on the bottom was the clip to attach it to the stand. It says Nintendo Switch 2 on it, so there must be an additional base to swap out for the original Switch. But yeah, this is the main accessory. It feels really good quality plastic, like most Nintendo products are. I've seen real Virtual Boys in the past, but it's been so long, I'm not sure if it's the exact same size, but I think it's about the same. You can see the red filters inside, which are removable if you want to play other VR games. But let's see what else is in the box. Got the usual safety instructions, and then the metal stand for the device to stand on. So unlike traditional current VR headsets, the Virtual Boy has an actual stand, so you don't have to have it strapped to your face or to hold it. The stand seems pretty basic, but it does have the nice Nintendo logo on there. It feels like pretty good quality as well. And lastly, a little more cardboard, and finally the adapter for the original Switch. That actually clips into the Virtual Boy adapter and allows for the original console to sit in there nicer. But that's it in the box. Let's go give it a try. So a bit of a bummer, when I was looking at the instructions on the box on how to set this thing up, it tells you to download the Virtual Boy Nintendo Classic software first. But when I went to go check, unfortunately it's not out yet. I received mine on the 15th, and it looks like the software isn't available to download until the 17th. So fortunately, this is compatible with the VR modes in Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. These each had a VR mode for the Nintendo Labo, which I also had. So this headset works in a very similar way. So we can at least test it out that way. Now, since we are going to play something other than Virtual Boy, I went ahead and removed this red filter. You can see it just colors the screen to make it look like the original. It took me a few tries to figure out how to open this thing, but it looks like you just push up on the little grips on the left and right side, and that reveals the slot for the console to slide into. It took me a few tries to get the console in there right, but it does have little prongs on the side to keep it from falling too fast. The top falls down and secures it in place. The Virtual Boy clips into the stand pretty easily. You just push the forward side first and then clip the back side in, and it has a little dial on the side to adjust the tilt. First impressions, the fabric they use around the viewing area is actually really comfortable and flexible, so I was impressed by that. It took me a minute to figure out what angle to get. I found having a slightly lower angle down really helped me, but I'm also a little bit taller, so that might be why. Might work better if I had a higher table to play on. If you've played on the Nintendo Labo VR set before, this is a very similar experience. I was hoping with the higher resolution on the Switch 2 that this might look a bit better, but honestly it's still pretty low res looking, and I think that's just a product of how small the viewports have to be to make it line up with the window. But I do think the main charm of this accessory will be playing the Virtual Boy games when they're available to play. Obviously this is something you really have to use yourself to experience, but I tried to get a view in here through the iPhone so you could see it in action. I'm really curious to see how the Virtual Boy games play. We'll see in a few days. That's all I've got for this unboxing. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a like and subscribe. Thanks!